Robot floor cleaners are evolving at a rapid pace, and companies like Roborock just keep churning them out. So what are you getting with the Roborock S8? Is it a worthy buy, and what happens when this happens? And can it tackle the toughest of dried-on floor spills?
I recently received an S8 robot here to try out in my home. I'll run it through my standard array of cleaning tests to show you how well it vacuums and mops, and I'll cover off the special features that it has that might make it enticing for you. One quick note before we go on, if you're checking out this model, you may see it referred to as both the S8 and S8 Plus. The difference here is that the Plus version does come with an auto-emptying base station. The model I received here is just the robot, so it doesn't have any auto-emptying capabilities. Now, while auto-emptying is a great feature, if you can do without it, it really helps to keep the price down.
There is also the S8 Pro Ultra, which comes with an auto-emptying base station, which will empty and refill the water and wash and dry the mop too. Now, of course, adding all that makes it much more expensive. Here, you get all the smarts of Roborock's top-end floor robot at a much smaller cost. So let's see what you're getting. The S8 is a dual robot vacuum and mop. With suction power of up to 6,000 pascals, this should ensure a thorough clean. Another key feature is on the bottom, the Duo roller brush system. These two brushes work together to loosen stubborn dirt from surfaces and carpet in particular, beating it out of the fibers and then inhaling it. It also detects carpets and then uses Carpet Boost, which will increase suction when vacuuming rugs or carpet. When it comes to the mopping, this bot uses what's called VibraRise sonic vibration mopping, which essentially shakes the flat microfiber mopping pad over the surface of your floor 3,000 times per minute as it moves around. This has kind of a scrubbing effect that can help lift those drips and dribbles from your floor better than just dragging a damp cloth over it.
So how well does all this technology actually work in a real home? I'll put it through my standard battery of cleaning tests momentarily. A few other features related to the mopping. The S8 uses downward pressure on the mopping pad to help with the scrubbing, and then the opposite happens when it detects carpet. The mopping plate will actually lift up by about 5 millimeters to keep it from wetting your carpets and rugs.
Generally speaking, getting Roborock vacuums set up is quite easy. You do need the Roborock app in order to connect to your home Wi-Fi and to control your robot.
I did recently experience an issue where I was unable to set up the S8 on my Apple iPhone, even though I've been able to set up many Roborock vacuums with an iPhone numerous times in the past. If you're also having trouble, I do recommend reaching out to Roborock's customer service. Now, during my testing, I was able to use an Android phone instead, and everything worked just fine.
The Roborock app is where you'll be able to control your bot and set daily or weekly timed cleanings. To get started, your robot's going to create a virtual map of your home on its first outing. Once you have that map, you can use it to schedule room-specific cleanings. If you want your robot to simply vacuum, it will handle that no problem. When you're ready to begin mopping, you can remove the small water tank, which is located in the back edge of the robot. While the tank only holds a few ounces of water, it is more than enough to do about 1,000 square feet of space, at least here at my home. One last caveat, because this robot doesn't automatically empty itself nor do any of the mopping maintenance, you'll want to empty the onboard dustbin after each cleaning session and check the water level too.
Let's get down to it. How well does this robot clean? Whenever I test a robot vacuum and mop, I'll run them all through the same tests. I spread things like finer flour or cornmeal, bits like rice or oats, and crackers or chips on carpet and hard floors. I'll also leave small spills, both liquid and dried, for it to mop up.
I was quite impressed with how well the S8 vacuums, but not surprised since this is the same bot I loved when I reviewed it with the rest of the S8 Pro Ultra kit. I ran it for a few days just to get a sense of how it works. I found the suction is strong, and you can also crank it up or lower it, which has the effect of making the robot run quieter too. I also did notice the robot increasing its suction power when it detected carpet and rugs, and found this did make a difference in how effectively the rugs were vacuumed. On my dedicated vacuum spills, it was outstanding at getting pretty much everything I threw at it off the hard floors. On carpets, it also did a really good job and was quite thorough. Now, it did struggle a little bit with finer cornmeal, only getting about 80% of that spill. I was really impressed though with the mopping capabilities. I let stains like coffee and soy sauce dry on the floor to see if it would be able to scrub them up. The S8 was definitely able to power off even dried on stains extremely well, even on its mid-level mopping setting. And there are 3 intensity settings. You can use less water and scrub intensity or more. Now, it may miss some spots based on where they're placed, but the spills it does tackle are almost completely powered away. I'd say about 90 to 95% of all dried-on spills were removed. Now, while it's extremely difficult to catch the mop lifting in action, I can confirm the S8 didn't leave my rugs damp after it traveled over the top of them. The mop will lift a full 5 millimeters, which should be plenty for many household floor coverings. Roborock S8 uses what's called LiDAR navigation. It's the brains behind the device's smart and efficient cleaning and the technology which creates the map of your floor plan, and it's supposed to help identify and avoid objects in the robot's path. Now, I found the obstacle avoidance to be a little on the random side. While on occasions the S8 was easily able to unstick itself from getting snagged on a floor mat, it wasn't able to identify and avoid this cable. I think how well this will work in your home depends what kinds of things you tend to leave laying around. For the most part, though, the snags that I needed to intervene in were minimal.
Overall, what I think I love the most about this robot is that you're essentially getting Roborock's top-of-the-line vacuum and mopping robot with all the bells and whistles at a much lower cost than something like the S8 Pro Ultra. You get all of the mapping and smarts, the vibrating scrubbing mop, as well as the very powerful suction with carpet boost too. The overall cleaning ability of this robot is really effective, and it can easily manage all but the toughest stains and spills, and even then it's still getting about 80 to 95% of it. You can also dial both the suction and the water flow up or down to suit your needs. So what are the downsides? It's kind of hard to crack on this bot for some of the cooler features it doesn't come with, but if you do want auto emptying or more of the maintenance done for you, you can certainly upgrade to one of those other Roborock models that I mentioned, like the S8 Plus or the Cadillac S8 Pro Ultra. I did find that the obstacle avoidance technology isn't completely perfect with this one, but what is these days? If you're looking for an extremely powerful vacuum robot that is also an extremely effective mop, all wrapped up in a smaller package, I can definitely recommend the Roborock S8 to you. This version sells for about 1,145 Canadian dollars or $5.99 US, and don't even get me started on that chasm of a price discrepancy, even with the exchange rate. Anyway, if you don't think the S8 is what you're looking for, you can see what you get by upgrading to that Cadillac S8 Pro Ultra, or check out why I didn't love the budget Q5 right now.